The Aborigine is present involves two people sitting and maintaining the gaze for 5 minutes. One is an Aboriginal person, the other one is a non-Aboriginal person. They simply sit at the table and look at each other. So it's important that lots of Aboriginal people and Torres Strait Islander people are included, participate and generate this work. The Aborigine is present springboards from Marina Abramovic's work, The Artist is Present. She had lived in Central Australia for some 6 months, and that process of living in community with Aboriginal people had completely changed her, and that informed The Artist is Present. So for her to see my work as giving back to community, she was just totally behind it, 100%. For the opening performance of The Aborigine is Present, I invited Arnie Joy Murphy, who had just done the Welcome to Country, to be the first person to sit. To look at someone for 5 minutes does bring up a series of thoughts, and it's unique to the sitting of those two. Being present is an opportunity that's rare, and for a non-Aboriginal person to be fully present to an Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander person and vice versa is an opportunity that many would want to embrace, and it's certainly challenging, confronting, liberating, all sorts of things. A comment that Deborah Cheetham, who opened the show, made was that she was feeling nervous. She's so often performed, given she's such a brilliant opera singer. And she said, I've often been in a performance, but I've never before been the artwork. On one occasion, I was watching one of my friends. She was looking at a non-Aboriginal woman. She just had tears rolling down her face. I know the complexity of being an Aboriginal person and an Aboriginal woman is multifaceted, it's multi-layered, and many people have enormous forgiveness and compassion regardless of what's happened to us over the last 200 years. Different people who sat had many, many reactions, and in fact for the next 6 weeks I was receiving emails, and those emails were talking about their reflections on the experience. It involves everyone. You could be an Aboriginal child of 8, 10, right through to any age. We had elders sitting, and it was profound to see one of our real elders, Uncle Jack Charles, who's from the Stolen Generations and is so famous for his fabulous Shakespearean voice, to sit there in silence and to look at another person. So I think it is about everyone, black, white, doesn't matter, but it matters that everyone's there. And when we live in such a sort of unconsciously racist country, and Aboriginal people all the time deal with a lot of soft racism or outright blatant racism, it's liberating to just have someone who's not Aboriginal look at you as an equal and not look away, just look at you. When you look at someone for long enough, you go to the very soul of someone, and in that soul there is no colour. The soul is always colourless. So it moves beyond the personal to just purely what the soul says. It provides an opportunity for non-Aboriginal Australia and Aboriginal Australia to make a gestalt jump into a third space where these two fabulous knowledge systems can come together and actually become something greater than the sum of the parts. I have this idea that I'd love to see come into reality, that if and when the Aborigine is Present tours Australia, that each couple who sit are photographed. It's got the potential to document the history of people being prepared to look at each other across a table, Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander, non-Aboriginal person sitting together, and for that to be documented somehow and for it to be documented right across Australia.